Ooh, Lord. We are here this morning. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. We are here trying to get this early morning started. I hope you all are doing well this morning. Wednesday, second day of July. Off to a grand start. Hopefully, you're off to a grand start. I'm trying to be off to a grand start. Today, at least, I made it here with none of the major traffic issues that I ran into on Monday morning. Turns out when I was on my way to school Monday morning, there was a huge, huge wreck on the bridge. Well, there's a bridge that I have to come across in order to get here, and basically once you're going that way, in order to get another way is difficult. So but when there was a very bad wreck on the bridge, they basically had to redirect all the traffic. And when they did that, um, that included me. So where I was, which would have been maybe 25 minutes from here, the redirection took me an hour. So I ended up getting here late for class and definitely late for this show. So there went that. There was no show and there was no definitely no show and there was no well, come on. I'm trying to get all my pieces and parts included on the show. There was no show, and I was very late for class. Very late. But the students did wait. I told them to wait for me because we still needed to have class because we have a test tomorrow. So they did. They waited as they were supposed to, which is what they were supposed to do. I told them, wait for me. I'm coming, and we're still going to learn some stuff, and we're going to have a test on it. And if you miss it, then you're going to be responsible for it on your own. I'm still coming. So if I'm still coming, you need to still be sitting there for, we ended up spending probably about 45 minutes. Yeah, we lost about an hour. So we spent about 45 minutes with the rest of the material that we had to cover. But, I covered what I could. Then yesterday I had to drop it like it was hot. We ran hard and fast yesterday because we had to catch up. Catch up. Okay. Let me tell the people on my folks that I'm live because it's looking a little light in here. I'm giving the platforms a chance to let the people know that I'm live. Blessings that I am alive and I am live on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter, and on LinkedIn. I'm live in all the places and I'll be here for maybe 20-ish more minutes because I'm going to teach. I'm going to maybe 20, 25 minutes. We're going to prep for our test. Hey, Denise. Hey, Denise, I want to make sure you're doing okay in your learning journey. This whole thing about trading definitely is a learning journey. Trading is a learning journey. I'm not sure. Feel like I'm sitting kind of cattywampus here, but close enough. Hey, everybody. Let's move forward. I think Michael's good morning was from the other day, but today I think Denise's morning is from today. Hey, Denise. All right. I didn't turn on any lights. I wonder if I need to turn on the light. Are we plugged in? I better be plugged in. Okay, because I don't want to be on here talking and y'all like, I can't hear you. Started watching the 1DTE video last night. Okay, you're doing good. The market ain't going nowhere. Pick it up as you go. Use your sim. Use your paper trading. Get yourself real comfortable with your buttons. Real comfortable with where stuff is. And run it and run it, run it, run it. Because we're using that 1DTE every single day. I'm going to keep running that 1DTE while we get that strategy lined out. I'm going to keep using it. All right, let's go ahead and look at what SPX did yesterday because it did some stuff yesterday. We can look at where it is today, look at what it did yesterday, and then move on from there. Let me put us on a bigger time frame. I'm looking this way because that's where the chart is. I have one of those multi-screen. When I come to the classroom, I have one of those, like, behind my laptop, it's got those extra screens. So I have to look over to the sides to see when I'm at home, I get my big screen that's up here in front of my laptop. But when I come into the office and come into school, I have to look to the side. Okay, hey, come on, put us on the screen. Add to the stage. I think I got to remove this one and then add this one. There we go. Whoop, whoop. Now we can see yesterday's price movement. Okay, SPX. This all this SPX. Let me make it a little bit bigger. This was yesterday. SPX opened up. Let me turn off some stuff. Well, I'll leave it on because that way we can see what things actually do. I'm a fan of the VWAP, just in case you're wondering. Hey, Janae, I'm a fan of VWAP. Yesterday we opened up. We had a nice little run here. We ran up, broke out of the opening range. I use the 15-minute opening range. Broke out of that opening range, pulled back, and then pulled back through the range, dropped out of the bottom of it, and then went back through it again, going to the top. Yeah, the traffic was caused by there was an accident on the bridge. There was there's a big long bridge that takes us across whatever body of water that is in Jacksonville. There's one of the many bridges of Jacksonville. There was a bad accident that happened overnight. Actually, some people lost their lives. And so because of the bridge was closed because of that, and all the management of that, they had to reroute us. All right. So yes, we had to pray for the people who lost their lives, but then I had to take the long way around and go through all the traffic that was also being rerouted. Took me over an hour to get here. I left home at 7:15 for a ride that usually takes me about 35 minutes, and I got here at 9:45. So it took me 2.5 hours to take a ride that usually takes me 35 minutes. Yeah, that's how that went. Uh-huh, uh-huh. Yeah, I know. Sorry to hear that. That same thing. My husband had to look on the computer. He was like, some people died. I was like, oh man, I hate when that happens. And then when I was riding back, I rode back home across that same bridge. And as I was riding across the bridge, I was like, people are just going back and forth because you don't, you're just riding on the bridge. But I now know people probably did too. But no, somebody died on that bridge this morning. I was like, we're just riding across the bridge, like da da da, and someone lost their life on this bridge this morning. I was riding on the opposite side, but still, the point was somebody lost their life on this bridge this morning, and it's like, oh man, we just never know. That person left home that morning or that night, all peachy peachy, no problem. And anyway, I'm gonna move on because I'll be caught up there, and we won't get our things accomplished because y'all know I will go down some rabbit holes. Y'all know I will ride a rabbit hole. Okay. Anyway, this is what SPX did yesterday. We placed a few trades yesterday. I had 6205 and I was excited about my 6205. I got in it early thinking a nice gamma wall was going to hold us. Price ran on up and went through my wall up here at 6210, made me all nervous. I pulled out of my trade, closed it for a loss, and then price fell on back down. Turns out that my trade would have been fine, but I traded some other spreads and some other contracts in order to still come out profitable. So I still ended up profitable for July 1st. Yes, yes, yes. I know, Janae, many of us had 6205, and I actually was pretty confident in 6205 early in the day, and I didn't really lose confidence in it. What made me nervous on 6205 really was the fact that we have the only thing we have now in this area that was formed on Monday was the high was 6215. So though we're at all-time high, we do have we're in a price discovery area, but 6215 is really what we have as a place of reversal. See, if we see 6215, I'm going to turn off VWAP so we can see the wicks a little bit better. But you see this wick up here, and this wick here from Monday, sorry, this is the place where price went on Monday. So that's really the only set of resistance that we had that I had to work with. When you're in, at all-time highs, we use the data, previous data, to tell us where price will potentially reverse. Well, when you only had 62.15, and then the gamma chart was also showing 62.15, I was thinking, even if it comes back from here, it's going to try to go back. So all I had to do, basically, all you got to work with is what you got to work with. Our gamma chart said 62.05, 62.10, 62.15 was still populating because there was some volume there. Our previous day said we had been up as high as 62.15. So I had to go with, it's a possibility that it could stay up here, right? I felt like 62.05 was comfortable. But what I did do, one of the things I did after my 62.05 trade was breached, is I went and got 62.20.25 as above that, as an additional trade. I did do that because I felt like even if 62.15, if it got back up there, 62.20, it potentially wouldn't go up there. But that didn't stop us from, I needed to turn off my trade because my trading plan, and if you don't have a trading plan, you need one. My trading plan says if my short leg gets breached, I'm going to close my trade. And my short leg was more than breached. It was, my whole trade was gone through. Price got up to 62.11 and I had 62.05, 62.10. My whole trade was busted at that time. Who knew it was going to pull back and act right? But it stayed up here though, even though it was, it pulled back. It stayed up here a good little ways. It didn't decide to fall off until later. So looking back on it, I believe I did the right thing in the moment because I could only work with what I knew and what I saw. But at the end of the day, I know we had some other people who were also in that same trade who ended up taking a small loss. And I never enjoy that because I don't like people to take losses, especially if they're with me. But I didn't know, we had to do what we could do at the time. When you're at all-time highs, this is really kind of the message I want to carry over here. When you're at all-time highs, you're basically price discovering and figuring things out, and you only have what you can see. That's why we trade what we see. You only have what you can see to work with. All right. The VIX today is at 1707. That's where it currently is. This is the VIX. We're at 1707 today. As far as Yahoo goes, no, I don't want to upgrade now, Yahoo. Apple and Meta are proving it. AI is going corporate. Yeah, AI almost needs to go corporate because people are going to use corporate. So people are going to use it, and people are part of corporations. So you need to figure out how to utilize the tools inside of your corporations, or people are going to use them anyway. The innovation at the heart of AI arms race, of the AI arms race, can also be poached and purchased. Trump's 35% threat feeds Japan's worst case tariff fears. Apple and Alphabet, Tesla are holding the S&P rally back. Tesla recovered. People thought, just because the bromance is having an issue, Tesla fell off real bad, but it recovered. It's at 302, I think now. Tesla sale of China-made EVs rise for the first time in 9 months. Social Security checks are slashed for millions this month. I do not want to go down that. Oh, I do not want to talk about that. Many people live off those Social Security checks, and it's not enough already. I'm leaving that alone. S&P 500 eyes return to records with jobs data on deck. Jump in. Irrational exuberance fuels bubble fears. Oh, yep. I can talk that politics, but I will not on this show because why? Dow S&P futures give up the gains after a week private payrolls data. Ooh, Dow futures. Let me see if I need to refresh this. It's been open for a few minutes and it may need refreshing. While that's doing it, I'll go see what's on our list for things today. July 2nd, Challenger job cuts year over year, down 1.6%. Not sure what it was supposed to be. ADP non-farm employment change, 8:15. These things need to refresh. I opened these earlier when I first came in, so now I need this data to fill in. There we go. Down 33,000. That was expected to be up 99,000. Previous 29,000, now it's down 33,000. That don't seem like it's good data. That don't seem good. Non-farm employment change. Seems like I saw something at the end of the day that SPX, a whole bunch of puts came into the flow for those who watch flow data. Speaking of flow, capital flow is the one that I endorse. I'll use the word endorse. I did a video on a bunch of different flow apps. Um, capitalflow.app. What I love about Capital Flow, um, one thing is they give you hourly updates about what things that are happening on the hourly basis. They give you that. And one of my students just walked by and I was waiting to see if he was going to walk in. Anyway, they give you hourly updates along with all that flow data and basically tells you what is big money, what is big money putting their money, where is big money putting their money in the moment, like you see it right then. When orders come in, you see those orders right away. That's how you utilize flow data. And you can use it as a buyer or a seller. I do see a greater usefulness as a buyer, but I do see it as sellers too. Because if you see a big flow order come in, for example, for coin, a big flow order comes in for coin buying calls over the next day, then you can ride that as a seller and do put credit spreads. So I do see the benefit of that. Crude oil inventories are going to come out at 10:30 this morning. Challenger job cuts negative 1.6%. This data is not great data for us today, so the market may respond to it with a bit of a bearish, maybe a bit of a bearish response. Let me go see what the futures shows us. Dow futures is up 19. This is basically flat, so it could definitely go red. S&P futures is red at this point. NASDAQ futures is also red. Oil is green. U.S. 10-year bond is green. Dow, S&P futures give up the gains after weak private payrolls data. Yeah, this is probably all going to go red by the time the market gets open in 45 minutes. Europe, we've got mixed all green except for FTSE. The FTSE is red, right? In Asia, Singapore stocks hit record high and mixed trading in Asia as investors assess Fed's latest. It's a mixed bag. ASX and Hang Seng, which is Hong Kong, are both green. Nikkei, the Nifty 50, and Shanghai are all red. Let's look at crypto. Crypto is green across the board except XRP is unchanged. Bitcoin is at 107,278. Ethereum 2438. Solana 147. Dogecoin is 0.16. Okay. Investing.com. See if anything over here is something we don't have already. Yep. ADP non-farm employment. Crude oil imports. Cushing crude oil. Okay. The biggest thing basically is the Challenger job cuts for June, 48,000. And they didn't tell us what was forecasted, but the previous was 93,000. And for the non-farm employment, it's down not 33,000. They thought it was going to be up 99,000. That's a big difference. When you thought it was going to be up 99, but it's really down 33, that's a difference of 120,000. Right? If you thought something was going to be up 100K, but it's actually down 35K or 33K, that's a difference in your speculation of 120K. No bueno. And even from what it was last time, it was up 30K and now it's down 30K. That's a difference of 60K. This is no good thing. This is no good thing. The mathematician in me just kicked in. Y'all know I'm a mathematician. That's what I do in real life. IRL, as they put in real life. That's what I'm going to do here in about 10, 15 minutes is go be a mathematician. I'm going to go teach the next generation how to do college algebra or how to do algebra. It's just in a college algebra class. Okay, we already talked about the VIX. Let's go and see what Adam had to say. What did Adam have to say? Yesterday at 8 a.m., I posted it was time to base in SPX, and it definitely did that. Range given was 6177 to 83 to 6200, which it did that, with 6211, 6221 plus as break targets. Mm-hmm. 62.11. See, this is the kind of stuff that made us jump out my trade too. We held 61.77 exact 2 times and rallied to 62.21 overnight. Plan today, same range. Complex chop with 6200 as the magnet. Reclaims C 6206, 6211 plus. 6196, 6180 are supports. The gap between ES and SPX is 50 points still. All right. So if you're looking at Adam's tweets or Adam's X's, he is posting about the ES futures. We trade SPX. So you need to look at his information and subtract 50 points. All right. That's what's going to give you SPX. If you're trading XSP, the range is between 617 and 622. Those of you who are in my community and trading XSP, this is the range you should be looking at. 617 at the lowest or getting some a put credit spread below that, 622 as the upper range or getting a call credit spread above that. That's how that works. That's how that works. Our list of trades, actually several of these trades that I'm trading are ready to close. The only one that is struggling right now is Tesla. It is breached, and Home Depot is trying to run up past this call credit spread. Almost all the others are ready to close. I was looking at them this morning, and they're all good and ready. So remember, this is the list that I told you. This is my trades list for the week, and many of these are good to close up, but Wednesday is a great day for entering credit spreads. So check this list or whichever list. If you have Peakbot, which this I trade all this through with automated trading through Peakbot, peakbot.com/E2T. Make sure your E2T is capitalized. I trade all of this through Peakbot, automated. Peakbot enters the trades for me, and when it's ready, it closes them. All right. You go there. They have a one price platform, and you can go there and have your trades be automated with the trend spread bot. All right. Oh, good point. Thank you, Janae. Janae's good. Janae's making a point that says Friday is a holiday and Thursday is a half day. Look at have mercy. Now, this is a good thing for those of us who want to, get out of work early. But the market's going to close either at 1 or 2 o'clock tomorrow. Is it 1 or 2, Janae? You remember? I think it's going to close at 1 o'clock. So it's going to close early. I think I remember though, something happened the last time the market closed early. Something kept running though. I think the stocks do keep moving. The prices of the stocks, the individual stocks keep moving. And we need to find out about equities, not equities. Not equities. Like the SPY, triple Q, they may keep moving past 1 o'clock. You need to know for sure if you're trading those, when do they actually stop? Now, things like SPX and XSP, those cash settled, they will stop when the market closes. But the things like SPX, SPY, I keep wanting to say SPY, triple Q, IWM, they may keep going past the close or the turn off time. I want to say it's 1 o'clock. So this is a good point. If you're going to enter your credit spreads today, know that you're entering them for tomorrow expiration. All right. You enter today, you're entering for tomorrow expiration. All right. And I'm thinking of this. Okay, I gotta remember some stuff. Let me send a quick message so I don't. Stock market closes at 1. Bond market closes at 2. Got a quick message to send. Here, not there, not there, not there. Sorry, y'all. Hang on real quick, because if I don't send this, I'm gonna forget, and I don't want to forget. I don't want to forget. I want to know if Peakbot will enter trades tomorrow, or will it not? Because Friday is a holiday, and usually Peakbot enters trades on Friday. And Friday is a holiday. Friday, the market is closed. So what will it do? Nothing. And if it's nothing, then I may have to enter my own. And I want to make sure that I know I can but I will make sure that I do manually enter my own trades. All righty. So there's that. Let me see what's next on our list. Okay, I didn't want to go here yet. Okay, I need to speed it up because I'm gonna run out of time if I'm not careful. Okay, SPY. Let's look here, see what the market is doing. Let me get to bigger time. But I guess I can go to daily. I kind of want to see the pre-market, so maybe I won't do the daily. Want to see what the pre-market's doing here. Okay, this is SPY. SPY on that news we just saw. It failed off. Trying to see what made that. What is this green? Oh, this is the opening range, high and low. This is part of that, one of the indicators I have that is giving me the opening range, high and low, and it gives targets. I should have kept that in mind when I was doing SPX, if it gives us targets. I wonder if it did that yesterday. Now I got to see. Now I got to see if we had targets from yesterday that were given to us, that it was trying to give us targets. Cause see, that could have helped it. That could have helped us out. Yeah, it gave us that 6207, which still would have been beyond our, huh. I don't know how much I can trust that part of the indicator yet though. Not up here at all-time highs. I gotta watch it. I gotta watch that indicator. Lux Algo. Now I'm a fan. I'm a fan of the Lux Algo, all of the Lux Algo indicators. He creates some good stuff. Anybody who uses TradingView, what's it? It was the ORB with targets by Lux Algo. I'm a fan of the Lux Algo indicators. He does a really good job. He, she, it might be a she. I'm not even going to assume it's a he because it could be a she, because she's are good at stuff too. Anyway, lots of she's. I'm a she that's good at stuff. So I know that she's are good at stuff. But that's the indicator that's showing this opening range here. Okay. Anyway, stay on task. I'm going to run out of time if I don't quit. The market SPX, SPY, SPY has fallen off with that news that we heard this morning. It had a nice little dip. So we've got a gap at this point, going to be a gap down open. Yesterday it closed at 617.50 and it's currently at 616.50. So there's a dollar gap down right now. We still got about 45 minutes, like I said, before the market opens. So again, we always do what? Trade what we see. We trade what we see in these parts. That's what we do. That's what we need to do, is trade what you see. Trade what you see. And I'm going to tell you, the opening range breakout is one of those strategies that can be used very good for beginners and for those who've been around a minute, because it's very visual. And most of us, most learners, most people, most traders are very visual. And the opening range breakout, or the ORB, is a very visual type of strategy. Let me tell you, let me clarify this though. It don't work every day. Okay. It don't work every day. And it doesn't work immediately. Some folks don't have the patience to wait. Opening range breakout, you got to wait till it breaks. It has to be a good break. Some people don't have the patience to wait. You can use the 15-minute candle as your opening range, or the 30-minute candle as your opening range. Usually the 30-minute candle, if it breaks out of that, it's going to give you more of a clearer direction. But again, most people don't want to wait. It's our patience, and I'm putting myself in the category, our patience. We're used to microwaves. So our patience won't let us wait a lot of times, but that's a strategy that's really good. Especially, it's great for beginners and for those who've been trading for a while, but it requires some patience. Okay. So definitely, if you're a beginner, you can use, and we use it as sellers. We use the opening range breakout. Some people use it as buyers. It can be used on both sides. So triple Q is currently at 545.16. It closed yesterday at 547 and some change. Gap open at this point, 45 minutes to go. So I'm just saying, at this point, there's a gap between yesterday's close and today. Now, IWM, Ooh, I missed the move on IWM. I've been watching IWM to trade it during the day sometimes. This move right here, I missed it yesterday. Oh my goodness. I looked up IWM was going without me. But this is me. I work during the day. I work. I looked at the chart and was like, where is it going without me? It's going without me. Anyway, it pulled back after it did its good little move. It pulled back. IWM closed yesterday at 217.99 and it's currently at 218 and some change. So it's a little bit above where it closed yesterday. IWM doesn't seem to move with SPY and triple Q. So you can't assume that just because the SPY and triple Q is going down that IWM is. IWM is a small cap. It's the Russell. It don't move the same. It don't move the same. Okay. Membership. We're trading SPX and XSP every single day. We got trade alerts. We got a Sunday charting call. We've got a Telegram. We've got me. Listen, you get a free one-on-one session, all the things, right? We got a Zoom call. We usually do our Zoom call on Fridays now because I'm teaching during the week, but that's what's going over there. Come over there and come over and join us. Trading together. Trading is a lonely business and you don't want to be doing it alone. Traders don't let other traders trade alone. All right. All of my um, trading trainings are at educatortotrader.com. Educatortotrader.com. You can go over there and grab any of the trainings that I have, any of the seller training. E2T University coming up in August. You should be seeing now, you should be seeing some of the information about E2T University. You should be seeing that already. All right, E2T University, you should be seeing it already because it's coming in August for the beginners who are trying to learn how to trade. You need to come on and join the university. Looking for the freebies? For the free, e2t-freebies.com. All the free stuff is over there. One-on-one coaching. If you just need somebody to help you line out a strategy, fine tune your strategy, decide on what strategy fits you best. All right. Just make some moves, help you work through some trades that you have that need to, that you need to figure out what to do with what you got. You need a one-on-one. Come on over, decide what we need. All righty. Okay, let's go with our declaration. I declare I'm a great trader, a successful trader, and a focused trader. I declare my wins exceed my losses and my account is growing steadily. I'm a wise and a knowledgeable trader. I have a strategy that I use for my trades. I don't randomly place trades. I'm a level-headed trader who trades my plan and not my emotions. Lord, it's you who gives us the power to get wealth. Help us today to trade our strategy with wisdom and knowledge. Allow us to prosper enough to have what we need and enough to bless others. In Jesus' name, amen. As I go, I wanted to say one thing. I found myself yesterday, I was coming out of class. I teach until about 2:20 in the afternoon, and I was going to trade the rest of the day just into power hour. And as I sat down, I found myself being I was still right here. My insides were still doing this. I hadn't settled. I hadn't settled down. I needed to shift my mind from the push of teaching math and starting to get them ready for their tests to settling down to look at charts. I still wanted to keep moving, but I needed to settle. I needed to go "Whew," because trading requires focus. It requires a settling. So I literally had to tell my ADD self, thank you. I had to tell my ADD self to settle down. Settle down. I had to say to myself, Arlissa, settle down. Settle down. I had to tell myself, settle down, so that I could ride the rest of the hour and a half because I was coming in here, it's like 2:30. I did go fix myself a cup of coffee because I do find that coffee seems to settle me, which is weird. Many people use coffee and it gives them the caffeine. Of course, my ADD brain works opposite. So the coffee settled me down, helped to settle me down too. And I was able to trade the rest of the day, but I had to settle down. I'm saying this to help you all too. When you're trading, it requires some focus. It requires some settling of the inside. When that inside is doing all this, that trading is going to manifest. It's going to manifest, and that's not what we're after, okay? So as you're trading today, we're going to trade what we see. We're going to use the trading plan that we've created for ourselves. We've got a strategy. We're going to use our strategy, and we're going to settle down. Settle down and trade. We're going to make this money, right? We're going to stay green, and we're going to get this money, and we're going to have a great green day. All right, everybody? I'll see y'all later. Bye-bye. Remember, settle down.